We're nature's disco. There she is. Come on. And we're just going to be talking about all things that light us up. Joyfully, with gratitude, with grace, with abundant little hearts, and possibly farts.
Oh.
It just rhymed. You know what I mean?
You can't. Yeah, you had to do it.
So let's just dive in as we embrace Earth's energy on this magical ride.
Woohoo!
Episode 5.
Magical ride.
Woo!
High five. Foot five. All the fives. Yeah.
Five.
Hey. Episode 5. High five.
That was
Foot 5. Episode 5. Ah, cool.
Did you see the way we rose the hand?
It was like a mirroring technique. Woo woo. We didn't know who was leading or following.
So if you want to dance out there today, just get a little friend and get your 5 5 5s in the air. Wave them like you just don't care.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Like you
Don't care.
just don't care.
Yeah.
Episode 5. We are here for episode 5. Feeling alive. Yeah. Here we go. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about?
We're asking the question.
Asking the question.
What actually is health? Like what?
What a
What?
question.
What
What a
actually
word.
is health? Health has been such a popcorn term, I feel like, these past years that it's just popping up everywhere. And it has
Always, right?
really asked a question of like, what actually is it? And let's explore it. And spoiler alert, maybe rebrand it.
Maybe. Well, you're just going to have to see. You're just going to have to see how this rebrand goes because it's something that feels good. And it feels like the word health just has a lot tied to it.
Yeah, it does.
Individually, collectively.
Mm-hmm.
So, time for a rebrand. Call us
Rebrand.
Simple Mills. Except we're not getting bought out.
Coca-Cola, you ain't gonna notice. What actually is health?
What actually is health?
I feel like as a kid, I mean, I guess up until a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
when I thought of health, you know, you have health and phys ed. So you're learning about what foods to
Come on,
eat.
phys
You're
ed.
learning about what
You
physical
call
activity.
it phys ed instead of PE?
Yeah, phys ed.
That's funny. We
You
called
say
it
PE?
PE.
Okay, Atlantic County. You're like, sure.
We had to abbreviate that, you know?
PE.
Anyway.
I mean, I guess people called it PE, but
yeah. But
what do you call it? Because that
Because
is
this
what
is where the
shaped.
health journey starts.
That's where it is shaped at home, in schools, all around. But I feel like in the conversation, the topic of health,
Mhm.
even sitting at the dinner table with like family now, and people are talking about health, we're talking about mainly food and physical activity. I don't think it was
Mhm.
until recently people opened it up a little more to like mental health.
Mm-hmm.
Call me crazy. Some people went into emotional health.
Mm-hmm.
But is that true for you too?
Yeah. I feel like that is where people start. They want to up their health.
Mm-hmm.
The first thing that they go to is within food and physical activity.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that's also the first thing that you can actually tackle in the moment.
Mm.
It's like, okay, what can I do right in this moment? Well, I can change the choice of what is on my plate, and I can actually, in this instant, stand up and go on a walk.
Right.
If you go to another part, like with mental health, for example, if you want to better your health, there are things that you can do right in that moment. But I do feel, yes, that is true for me, that it has always been the food that people eat to better their health and their physical activity.
Yeah.
and what they're doing.
That's what
And-
society has like taught us.
Yeah.
That's what marketing has shoved in our faces. You want to be healthy, eat this. You want to be healthy, do this activity.
Exercise.
It's like, okay, now we have this whole construct around what health is. And then when you sit down and you're like, what actually is it? And what does it mean to me? And how have things shaped me to believe that health is just food and physical activity? Because it's not.
Let's dive into the shift of that for the both of us.
It has shifted.
It has shifted.
Lifted higher than the ooh, it's the other man feeling. But it has shifted. It shifted for both of us. And a pivotal moment was a few years ago with the concept of
primary and secondary food.
That is what it shifted.
And what is that, you may say? That is what has brought just a rebrand within my mentality, a reframing within my mentality of how I see health within my life and also how I observe it in my close people around me.
Yeah.
So let's dive into that.
So like, what is primary food? What is secondary food? And how does that fall into your day-to-day outlook and the people who you have around yourself?
Secondary food is the food that we are actually consuming.
Secondary.
So
that's like,
which of course you'd think primary food is, of course it's going to be the food that I'm having, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, all of the above, but it is secondary. So you may be asking yourself the exact question that I was asking myself of, well, then what is primary food?
Right.
What does that look like? And that is where the eyes open up to every other aspect in your life other than the food that you are consuming is your primary food. Your relationships, your environment, your passions and your hobbies, your relationships, the
social aspects of your life.
The social aspects of your life.
Your self-love, how you treat yourself. Which when that lens switches, I mean, yeah, your whole life shifts. Because then you realize, okay, where's my caliber? Where's my meter? Where are my cups? How are they filled up in all of these aspects of life? And what might need a little more love? What might need to, be scooped out or poured out a little bit? And where am I at with all of those? Because what we consume is so much more than the food that we eat. We are consuming so much all of the time. And if we don't understand through the lens of primary food and where we are in relationship to all of those aspects of life, then how do we move forward? How do we step into our highest potential, into the life that, we see for ourselves, but feels a little too far from maybe our reality right now?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's
Right.
not far. It's not far.
It's not far. And even just as a reflection of, you can consume the most abundant and healthy and nutrient rich secondary food and have the most aligned and just the best workout plan. And I think that we both have had times in our lives and experiences where that is true. And then to look at it through a lens of, that's really great, that's really thriving and doing its thing. But then to be opened up to primary food and other aspects is, well, I can see exactly where I'm falling short and what needs to be filled up a little bit more in order for all of my consumption to look a little more balanced on my plate, because it's taking in, our senses are consuming at every single moment. So all of our primary and secondary food is within, like, what are we consuming physically, energetically, emotionally, mentally?
It's a great reflective question. So I think doing that inventory for yourself, doing that inventory to really like sit down and think about it, or it also doesn't have to be that serious, but I think it's a great gauge of knowing where you're at, being able to acknowledge where you're at, and also know where you want to go, or know how long you want to be where you are, and where your energy might be depleted, or it's draining, or you have leakage somewhere. I mean, check in with the primary food, because maybe it's your relationships that are causing you to be energetically drained, but you're blaming something else because you didn't even realize like that was an aspect of your life to like hone in on and say, oh wait, is this, should we invite the rebrand name?
Let's invite the rebrand, because I
almost
to say
just said
it so
it.
many times.
I know.
So, okay, so we are rebranding. Rebrand.
Pretty good.
That was good. The word health to fulfillment.
Right?
That is an open palmed exhale.
So like, you think of the word health, you think of how taboo it is and can be, and we're not dissing health. I mean, we are where we are because of the word health. And I think that these discoveries have led us to explore our relationship with health. And it's like, health just put me in the box of what my physical activity is and what I was eating. But then there were so many other aspects that were not being fulfilled. And as soon as I started to pour into the other aspects, the primary food aspects, and I was filling those cups, and I was like really truly fulfilled by those things and aspects, my relationship with food was able to totally get like a new lens. I understood why I was emotionally eating because of what primary food I didn't realize I was depleted from. So when I was fulfilled in those aspects, and again,
beautiful.
It's like it's an ebb and a flow. You're not going to be like 100% at all the time at all the things, but that's exactly why, life is a teacher, and we're learning more and more about ourselves and each other every single day. And when you realize and take that inventory and you are like, wow, am I fulfilled by my relationships? Am I fulfilled by my social interactions? Am I fulfilled with my self-love? When you do an inventory of those and you really start to pour into each one and you feel fulfilled by those, then what you're consuming from those also affects then your secondary food of what you're actually consuming. You can live the 80-20 lifestyle of half of the time I'm like doing what feels good to me, and the other 20 I'm like, fuck it, I'm just living my life, which, is a beautiful way to approach life. And I think the primary and secondary food has shifted my relationship with, how I live life, and what you were saying of the importance of things, of what we consume.
Totally. And I think that takes a lot of courage to look at that inventory of your primary food, because those sections, we could give them to you, but it's also so individual of how you label them and how you look at them within your life. And I think it's a courageous step. And maybe that is why secondary food is so mainstream, because it's something that we all are doing every single day. We all are eating, and sometimes people aren't taking the time to look at their primary food and Be like, okay, let me just take a look at my relationships. Let me just take a look at my home environment. Let me just take a look at fill in the blank here and see the fulfillment there, or the lacking, or the overpouring, or the leakage. See what is happening. That's such a courageous and in-depth step that takes a little bit more awareness, understanding, presence, sitting with it, stillness. So it's such a leap to take, but it is so rewarding. Once I reframed the mindset of health and food being the main category, the top dog, top diggity dog, that shifted so much. And exactly what you're saying, my relationship with food then changed.
Mm-hmm.
And don't even get us started with the energy of when you are eating your secondary food, because then when you are fulfilled within those areas, you're then eating with a little more presence, a little more joyful energy, a little bit more acknowledgement of the meal, and saying,
Gratitude.
wow, gratitude.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Look at this beautiful, colorful, abundant little thing right here that's just going to make me so happy, that is going to fulfill me.
You get inspired.
Yes, you get inspired. And I'm not saying don't eat your kale, but eat it. Get in touch with what you need. But I think when you take that step to look at your primary food, you're then also going to shift and take that step to look at your secondary food with a lens of more self-love and compassion for yourself, because you're also looking at your primary food through a lens of self-love, because your fulfillment is self-love.
Yeah.
How am I going to fulfill this cup, this vessel, this being, energetically, physically, emotionally?
Right.
Look.
Rebrand.
I think within looking through the lens of fulfillment within primary and secondary food, with that being such a courageous step, sometimes you don't know where to start. And I feel that seeking things through the lens of wonder, childlike wonder especially, brings a lot of curiosity and a chance to make it a little bit more of a mindful adventure. Like, because wonder feels like this. Childlike wonder feels very fluid and fun and grateful and excited and also fresh. If childlike wonder, I truly think of like opening your eyes. When you close your eyes and you open your eyes to see like a beautiful sunset, for example, you're so in awe of what you're seeing.
Right.
Because sometimes it's the first time for childlike wonder, or
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's because this is happening.
Because you have said it.
Fresh.
You were like, childlike wonder is, it's an amazing, amazing thing to realize, children are seeing things for the first time. And when we can approach situations with those same eyes, the wonder that we can feel and the joy and the curiosity that brings us, I feel like that's like the North Star. It's like you follow your childlike wonder, and you have a direct path to like what's going to bring you joy, what's going to fulfill you, how it's going to fulfill you. Not thinking about all like the adult things of like, okay, well, how am I going to monetize this? How am I going to like make money or make this a career, or this will look cool on social media? It's like, screw all of that. What literally lights you up and makes you think of, or feel like, better yet, what makes you feel like when you open your eyes and you see something for the first time?
Fresh eyes. Yeah. That is the first place to start. That is where you begin. That's where you begin.
Yeah.
Childlike wonder is seeking the joy.
Yeah. So, because, it can feel taboo, right? Okay, what's my relationship with XYZ? What's this? It's almost like okay, what fills you?
I like that. It's funny.
What fills you with joy and light and wonder and awe? And how can you gift yourself that feeling every single day in multiple different aspects of your life? I mean, obviously, don't go right to the abyss with it. Like, take one step at a time, but also like
one step,
challenge yourself of cool. Let me just like let's go on a self date and Kelly, what do I need today? What do I want to experience? What don't I have in my orbit right now that I might be craving? Or what's something that I do have in my orbit that I want more of that's going to open up something else that hasn't been in my orbit that's going to fulfill me and feel really good. And at the end of the day, it's like we are continuously fulfilling ourselves because we know ourselves so well. We know how we tick. We know what we need. And that gift right there is like, okay, you're fulfilled by all of your primary food. And then I guarantee you, when you go to your secondary food, you're going to approach it with so much curiosity, wonder, and excitement because you have, like you said, self-love is fulfillment. Like, you have that fulfillment, you have that self-love, and then you're going to choose food that lights you up and feels good in your body. And you're going to be so in tune with what feels good and finding the balance within all of that too. Yeah. You know, it's a whole balancing act. We're doing a lot over here as humans, so you're doing great. Keep it going.
Yeah. One step at a time and not seeking the final outcome within it all.
Yeah.
But wonder, childlike joy, fresh eyes, it's only taking that next step.
Yeah.
It's not taking the next 10 steps. What feeling do you want to feel within that primary food is then going to carry over in other parts of primary food as well as secondary food. So just taking that singular, next, fresh, in all, abundant step that's going to light you up, not for a 10 steps ahead outcome. Just thinking about childlike wonder and what that really carries, what that is. The child having wonder isn't necessarily thinking of, if I do this fun, awesome thing right now, then that's going to get me there. And then this is going to happen and that's going to unfold.
Children are just so present that they can't even comprehend what's going to happen in a few hours.
And that's why it's magical to be a child.
Yes, yes.
And that's why things work out. And then we get to adults and we put these things on us. That is so exhausting for the brain and so much stacking. So instead, stack it wide, get all the primaries out there and say, what one singular step is going to bring me joy and fulfillment here, and here, and brought with the most ease.
Be brought with the most ease. Because it's great to have discipline. And I think to have that practice of what that discipline is, because once you know what fulfills you, continuously saying yes to it, I think keep it simple. And like you said, line it up. See what small step you can bring to your daily routine that's going to like not be a routine. And you can just follow that wonder. You can have like a blissful date with yourself, doing your favorite things without any hope of a specific outcome. It's just you pouring into you, loving on you. What does that look like? And then that fulfillment then allows you to see the different aspects
and then can build routine.
Exactly.
Eventually one day.
But
let's take it back a step because we're consuming. And we just want to find fulfillment.
What fulfills you?
What fulfills you? In a world of women's and men's health magazines.
What's going to fulfill you?
What's going to fulfill you?
Boom.
Shake it out.
The things that we are consuming affect us. And then we can't consume
exactly
the secondary food. So we rebranded health
to fulfillment.
Because what actually is
feels
health
right, and that fulfills us.
And it feels right. Because what actually is health, it's so many things besides the food that we just consume or the physical activity we do. That is what we call at Nature's Disco secondary food. What we call primary food is all of the other aspects of life that we want you to take inventory of. We want you to visualize or draw out or actually physically have cups in front of you with tags on it and fill it with water, fill it with a drink, fill it with something and see where you are at.
Cute little experimento, I'd say.
Let's make it fun. Let's make it fun. The inventory should be fun. We're getting to know ourselves. We're getting to like feel so grounded in who we are by knowing ourselves. And I think that just leads to incredible experiences, and we're worthy of all of those experiences. So let's freaking buckle up and enjoy them.
Let's buckle up. And when we know ourselves more, we're more fulfilled.
Bang.
Booyah.
Bang. And like, if you don't know where to start with fulfillment,
Tell them.
Start with childlike wonder.
Yeah.
Okay. And then if you're
wonder.
really, wonder.
That's it.
What we want for our community that is listening is like, we want you to feel the best you can in your skin, in your body, in your environment. So start with a childlike wonder and
Get in touch, get in tune.
get in
See
touch,
where
get
you're
in
at.
tune.
But truly, if you want to get more Nature's Disco, like, subscribe, comment, call us, message us, email us, all the things. We're ready for you to shine because we want to just continue creating high vibrational community out here.
Yeah. And we're like real people. So like, hey, we love connection. So connect with us, but connect with yourself first too and see if that feels aligned.
Foot five. Yes, that was really good.
Go barefoot, walk in the grass, and soak it up because we are consuming a whole lot. And sometimes you just need to be with yourself and consume nature, Mother Earth. She is our greatest teacher, and absorb all of her energy as we have embraced Earth's energy with you today.